Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel once again. So in today's video we are going to learn how we can draw all these simple flower doodles with freehand. So let's start with today's video. You can use pencil, you can use normal ball pen. For this particular video I'm using size 0.2 needle pen. So the agenda is to create multiple flower doodles with freehand, and these are wild flowers, so you don't need to think much around which kind of flower you're creating. Just simply create anything whatever you like. So we are creating stems, we are creating leaves, we are creating petals, we are creating sepals, center part of the flower, those things. So for this particular flower I'm creating the base of flower a little darker, and then creating multiple teardrop kind of shape or oval kind of shape, and doing it multiple time one after another in a ladder kind of form to make this flower a little bushier, and repeating this similar thing for all the flowers that I have. I'm making the composition of this particular flower sideway, and all the petals are smaller in size, and all the petals are pretty much intact with each other to make it look like little bushier, and combining these petals together forming an oval kind of shape. Now you can make it round, you can create center part of the flower, so do it according to your choice and your need. So I have created 3 flowers with similar stuff, creating the oval kind of shape, having multiple petals in it, multiple stems, base of the flower little darker, and then you can create leaves. So for this one I'm creating serrated leaf. So as you can see, the edge of leaves are a little bit in a zigzag manner or a wavy manner, and this is called serration. So I'm creating one leaf bigger in size, pointed and serrated, and I'm doing roughly, I have not created any baseline or I have not created any guideline for myself. I'm doing it as per my choice and whatever my mind is saying. So you might end up having different kind of composition, but it's totally fine. So something like this I have created. I think I should create some smaller leaf kind of shape as well, so I'm creating multiple leaves in here. So these are 3 leaves in a group, and these are smaller in size and again pointed. You can do little bit of shading and detailing into it, but I'm not doing it. I think I'm happy with the composition and I'm fine with this particular flower. You can add a small flower bird as well. So we are done with the first flower. Now let's move to the second one. Start with creating stems like we have created for the first one. You can keep the direction of the stem little bit tilted, you can keep the stem little bit twisted, you can keep multiple sub branches. So these things you can definitely modify it for yourself. So I'm keeping the stem straight, and then I'm adding multiple leaves from the stem itself. You can keep the direction of the leaves little bit downward, upward, and different perspective of leaves you can try. And I'm keeping the leaves simple, longer and pointed, and then you can divide this main branch into multiple sub branches, and I'm keeping the group of leaves alternate, like I have a group of leaf, then I'm creating sub branches, then again I have group of leaf, and then again sub branches, and in these sub branches I'm adding flowers. So these flowers are similar to what we have done in the first one, but these are smaller in size and not multi-layered. So these are single layered, having multiple small petals and creating one single flower. So I have multiple flower in a single branch, and at the tip of this particular structure you can create a couple of more flowers. So something like this we have created for the second one. We have leaves, we have stems, we have multiple flowers around it, and likewise you can create many more. Now let's move to the third one. So third one is also simple. You can definitely take inspiration from multiple flowers that you know. So I have taken inspiration from the larkspur flower, and I'm keeping the composition simple, and I'm doing it freehand, so no rules and regulation as such. So I'm creating a group of flowers having a center part and 4 petals. Now you can keep these petals smaller, longer, bigger, wider, whatever you like. So I'm creating something like this, and because these flowers are in a group, so you can do some kind of overlapping as well, but it is not very important. So if you're not comfortable doing these things, you can simply create simple flowers and side perspective flowers. So you can create couple of flowers without having center part, like you can create 2 to 3 petals in a side way, and something like this you will get at the end, a group of flower in a stem, and half of the stem are hidden because of the flower. And as you can see, I'm not thinking too much around petal area. I'm simply creating multiple petals, smaller, bigger, whatever. And then at the tip of the stem you can create multiple flower buds. In between you can create small spikes to create green element. And then you can create multiple simple zigzag kind of leaf at the base of this particular group. So as you can see, the leaves are pretty much similar from what we have done in the second one, but this one is more rustic and I have done it roughly, like deep serrated, less serrated leaves. And then at the end you can add a line in the petal area as a part of drawing, but not very important to do. Now let's move to the fourth one. So for the fourth one, I want to create a big flower. So you can start creating the center part of the flower, same like we did in the first one. The only difference is we are placing these petals in a different manner to get different kind of result. So I have created something like this. All over the oval shape I have created this small petal, and in the center you can create some kind of stamen kind of pattern, and then in the outer area you can create bigger pattern. Again, these petals are little in a zigzag manner and you can do it roughly, no as such rules and regulations. And in the lower direction also you can do some more petals. So basically we have center petals smaller in size and then outer petals bigger in size, having zigzag kind of pattern into it. And then you can create multiple leaves at the base. These are deep serrated leaves, longer, pointed, and at the base of the flower I have created all the leaves. Now I'm creating the similar kind of flower but having different perspectives. So I have created the center part of the flower with some smaller petals into it, leaving a fine negative space in between. And then you can create outer petals little bigger in size. So you will get different kind of perspective for these two flowers. So we are done with the flowers, and then you can create multiple flower buds. So flower buds, nothing fancy, just create sepal and then a small oval or round kind of shape. This is what I do for most of the flower that I usually like to draw. And then multiple spikes around the flower bud to make it look like these are the foliages or maybe leaf, whatever you like to say. And this much is enough, I guess. We are done with this one as well. Now let's move to the next one. So create a big longer stem, little bit tilted towards right side. I'm doing it like this. You can choose whatever direction you like. And then you can create multiple nodes like this, little spikes around the nodes, and from each node you can create leaves. Again, the direction of leaves you can keep little bit different from each other, lower direction, upper direction, overlapped leaves. So basically I'm repeating the same stuff for all the nodes that I have. And then at the tip of this particular string or stem, I'm creating a small flower. So these are oval kind of shape, multiple having small center part of the flower and very close to each other, creating a group of flower, and all the flowers are attached with the main stem. So this structure is bushier but smaller in size, and at the tip we are creating it. So I think this is pretty simple to understand, and by this you can do many other kind of doodles as well. So basically the funda is to understand what you can do while creating doodles, and then you can create your own doodles in many ways. Now in the last one I'm creating gladiolus kind of flower. So you can create bigger petals, 6, 3 front, 3 behind, in a triangle form. Create some random pattern in the center part of the flower to create stamen, and repeat the same thing for other flowers as well. So these two flowers having the front perspective, so we can see the center part of the flower, and I'm also creating stems. So basically we have one middle stem, in between we have multiple flowers, at the tip we have some half bloomed flower and flower buds, and in between you can also create some side perspective flowers. So basically you need to create petals, not 6 but maybe 3 to 4, and we do not have any center part. And then when you combine these things together, you will get a whole composition, and this flower is inspired by gladiolus, and likewise you can create many more. And then you can create some leaves little longer. Basically you can choose any kind of leaf, any kind of flower, you can compose your own stuff. And in the next video I'm going to show you how we can paint these flowers in a loose way without thinking too much. So we are done with today's video. Hope this video is helpful for you guys, and thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.